Hi, welcome to the Professor Kev show. As you see, I have my friend Aadhya with us, and she's from Shelf Life of Business. Hello, my friend. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Before we jump in and talk about your idea, tell us a little bit about yourself. What should I know about you?
Yeah, I'm a high school student. I'm a sophomore at West Forsyth High School in Georgia. I love marketing, business, and especially reading. One of my favorite books is The Inheritance Games. I love books that just bring you into a different world, and my favorite color is purple.
As I can kind of tell from the room and stuff. So it's also my favorite color. So we have something in common right away. Let's talk a little bit about Shelf Life of Business. Why did you start this podcast? What need, what opportunity did you see?
Yeah, so most high school students don't really get like exposure to the business world before they go to college. So when business books or concepts are introduced to them, they're often like intimidating. And they're not for high schoolers, they're for corporate executives with like 20 years of experience. So I saw that gap for like breakdowns for high schoolers, and I decided to start a podcast just talking about business books and how these concepts can apply to high schoolers. For example, the last episode that came out was on atomic habits, and one of the concepts is the 1% rule, that if you do something, get better at it 1% a day, you'll eventually end up getting 37 times better by the end. So I was like, okay, that's great for your business, but how does it relate to high school? So I was like, if you have a test and you study 1% for every single day leading up to it, by the time you get to that test, you're going to be untouchable. Yeah, so that's really just what I thought and what the opportunity was.
I really love what you're doing because, like you said, when the books are written, they're not really targeting high school students. But it seems like it'd be really challenging for you to be able to read the entire book and then bring it back to the high school level. Doesn't sound like an easy task. How do you go about doing that?
Yeah, so it's really finding like a good format and balancing the workflow because you're condensing like a 300-page business book into like a 10-minute podcast episode. That also requires a lot of editing, which has been a really big challenge for me because I have to balance school and extracurricular commitments with like research, scripting, audio editing. I run the Instagram account for it, so also graphic design for that. So that really means like time management, and you need to have like a production schedule, which has really helped me just get through it so far.
I'm smiling with you because everyone thinks, oh, it's a podcast. I just talk to you and I hit the post button and it's all good. Now, I don't do nearly as much work as you do, but just kind of coming up with the topic and a good descriptions that people want. It's time consuming. It's not just hey, hit it, post it on Instagram, put a cover up and move and stuff. So that's been kind of would be a challenge. All right, random question. What's your favorite book so far?
My favorite book has been Talk Like TED because I gave a TEDx talk last year. So I was able to like relate my experience, and that's the one I learned the most from because I was able to relate it to me.
All right, let's back it up then. Let's talk about the TED Talk. How did that all come about?
It's TEDx Coming Youth. That was the event. So they were looking for youth in the area, and I found it on Instagram and I was able to apply. And then I actually didn't end up getting it at first. And then about a week or two before, I think, they messaged me and were like, oh, someone dropped out. Can you fill in? And I was like, sure. So I had to write like an 8-minute speech and memorize it in 2 weeks. And like at that point, I was a freshman. So I
Hmm.
was still like getting used to high school and
Yeah.
all of that. It was a great experience though.
But it's a real big deal. You're kind of downplaying it a little bit here, because again, not everyone gets chosen, as you clearly saw. At first, you didn't get chosen. This the demand for people to want to be on the stage so they can say that, hey, I was a TEDx speaker versus the amount of people they're going to take. And again, like I said, it's 8 minutes, but 8 minutes when the lights are on you and people are in front of you, you'd be like, what did I say again? And trying to get it right. I mean, it's a real big deal. You should be super proud of yourself for accomplishing that because not many people can make that claim and stuff. So, all right, so
Thank
let's
you.
go fast forward. 3 years from now, where is the shelf life of business? What's your dream for the show?
So I really want just to have a couple seasons by then. not just me reading books, but maybe interviewing the authors. That would be amazing for high schoolers to see what they were trying to get to them. And not just authors, but like marketing professionals. There's a lot of marketing involved in life for high schoolers. You have to market yourself and your ideas. So I think that would be great just for the audience. Also, like entrepreneurs that are also teenagers. I know you've met a lot of them, but they have some great opinions and ideas that I think could help everyone that listens to my show. I also maybe want this to just not be like an individual podcast, but an entire hub for high schoolers, maybe partnering with school business clubs, hosting guest founders, or like creating case studies. I want to start a blog.
Hmm.
There's so many directions this could go, and I'm
Yes.
just really excited to see where it takes me.
So what's the best way for people to reach out to you, and how can they watch the episodes?
Yeah, so the episodes are out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. And for them to reach out to me, they can email us. It's theshelflifeofbusiness@gmail.com or DM me on Instagram or LinkedIn.
Awesome. I appreciate you taking a few minutes to call on the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Thank you.